Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the one and only Generation Park. Today I'll be focusing on a brand new habitat for a new animal. But firstly, I would like to just let you know that I'm trying out a new recording method. Rather than recording both my commentary and the gameplay at the same time, I want to record the gameplay and then add my commentary kind of throughout different parts of the video, snippets from important moments, things like that. Just feel like overall it will lead to a much more kind of smoother, clearer video. But yeah, let me know what you think and which you prefer. The kind of style I'm going for with this exhibit here is a nice kind of concrete wall. I know it just sounds slightly like Boris Johnson right now, but we'll avoid that for the moment being. But yeah, I'm going for a nice kind of concrete wall kind of front of the exhibit, which is what the guests would see. And then at the back, we're going to go for a nice natural looking rock face, as natural as I can get it, because as I've said before, I'm shocking at building. But what the plan is, for most of the exhibits at least, is to just try and get some sort of natural realism to each one, but also kind of keeping it within, a zoo theme with the walls and things like that. But honestly, it took me so long to come up with a design for this. Before I actually started recording this, I was sat down for hours, and I reckon I've been here for about 2 hours trying to just think of a way to make this look nice. I started off thinking, I'll do capuchins, or I'll do, what was the other one, flamingos. I was trying to stick with just kind of smaller animals, but still quite well known ones. And I kind of just settled on this one. I think it looked nice, and it kind of just fit with the whole theme I'm going for. So at this point, as you can see, I'm kind of just trying to decide on how to make the rocks look a little bit more natural, not just so flat facing. I completely forgot to change the colour of the rocks before and then duplicating them that way. I have no clue how to do it, not duplicate them, but change the entire colour of the entire row. So if anyone could think of any way to help me out there, please do let me know in the comments. But yep, so just trying to find a way to make this look a little bit more natural, and then stacking them on top of each other. I find it so finicky playing this game sometimes. I really do love the game, but trying to get some of even the small kind of little bits of precision work, it's so awkward. Like, there's some parts of this video you'll see where I'm trying to tilt something forward or backwards or left, right, whatever, and I'll be moving my mouse to the right, let's say, or up, and all of a sudden, instead of the object moving with it, it just flips backwards, and you've kind of to start again, or it looks like shite. So yeah, you'll see what I mean throughout the video. You could probably imagine and probably understand yourselves, for those of you that play this, just how annoying it can be sometimes, the building system in this game. So what I'm trying to achieve here is basically just increasing the height of the back rock wall, because obviously no one wants the cheetahs running rampant and killing everyone. Maybe some people might. It'd be quite cool to see it, but not right now. But yeah, so just trying to increase the wall whilst also keeping it quite natural. As I said before, I just had a few difficulties trying to get the right angles on it, but ended up with something I quite liked over on the right side. It looked more like a collapsed kind of sloped rockfall kind of area, which turned into a little platform that I could do stuff on. But yeah, so overall I was quite happy with how that bit turned out. First time actually trying that. So yeah, very happy, and I'm sure I'll be using it again throughout the series. After a lot of playing around, I've managed to get a rock wall design that I like. I had to move quite a few of the rocks around and delete a few of them just so it would all fit within the parameters of the exhibit. But I'd like to think I'm going to continue to use this kind of style throughout the series, and praying, a lot of emphasis on it, that I'll get better at it because I do really like how it turned out. Looking back at it now, there's a lot of things I wish I did differently. Maybe added a few little things, removed a few other things. But yeah, so the next step for me was the actual interior design of the exhibit itself. And one thing I really wanted to do was add a river going through it. I know cheetahs are normally, grassland, the savannah, the big open Serengeti, is that? Yeah, Serengeti, that works. But I don't know, I just like the idea of a nice kind of river or cliff oasis. Now that I think about it, it's more like, I don't know, the Grand Canyon, a river going through it and stuff. Does that have a river going through it? I'm not too sure. But yeah, so that was the next step. And then after that, with the foliage and, of course, more rocks, because who doesn't love rocks? One idea that I had from another video that I'd watched, just to give myself a bit of inspiration. I sat down and watched loads of different videos trying to give myself a few little design ideas. But I found one nice little kind of overlook area where the bedding and stuff would be, and I turned it into, I don't know, like a rocky overcrop, because it kind of fitted with the theme of the back wall and stuff like that. But the video that I got it from, I will put in the description, so go check it out. It's for Caracals, I believe. Caracal? I don't know how it's pronounced. Cat, big floppers, I think people call them. But yeah, go check that out in the description. Really nice habitat they build. to sound like a whinger or anything, but I'm telling you now, the landscaping and a lot of the other building things in this game, I struggle with so bad. Like I said, I suck at this, but Christ alive, it can't be this hard. Surely I'm not doing that bad. But yeah, with this, my overall goal is just to have a nice kind of overlook where the cheetahs can sleep and look out for prey, even though there's going to be none, because we don't do live feedings in this zoo. We're a no-go for that. So if you're looking for that, get out, go somewhere else. I'm sure I'll do a different zoo with that. So stay tuned for that, of course. Don't know when, but I will, because why not? But yeah, the overall plan for this kind of interior design is not too condensed with rocks and trees or any foliage of that matter, but just to kind of keep it relatively grasslandy theme, but also blend in with the rocks in the back. Otherwise they're just gonna stand out like a sore thumb, and nobody wants that. At this point I was struggling to decide between using a climbing platform for the roof of the shelter bedding area, or kind of keeping it natural with, of course, more rocks. At this point I am going to probably label this episode as one of the Rocky films. But by the end of it I decided to go with the rocks. I just feel like it, once again, fit it all better and made it a little bit more natural. Although, literally just saying that, I've just come up with an idea for other exhibits. Depending on what animal I choose, I could have like, it looks like an entrance to an abandoned kind of western mineshaft. But we'll see if I use that or not. And I probably will, but I'll probably fuck it up big time in some way or another. But that was probably the thing I struggled with most with this, because I'm not too used to the whole natural building. I normally just stick to the walls, but I want to start getting into it because it does look nice, and the videos I've watched from other people when they get all natural and artistic with it all looks absolutely gorgeous. So I want to replicate that in some way or another. I definitely want to improve on making things look a lot more natural. After rewatching me building the top of this rock canopy bedding area, just because, you know, it looks okay, but it could be a lot better. There's a few things I'm going to want to do in the future, but it's all learning experience, guys. It's all learning experience. Now with the shelter out of the way, I decided to come up with the finishing touches with the interior design, and that was with foliage. I didn't know how far to go with foliage in terms of, do I not have many trees at all and just have big bushes, or do I have a mix, or not what? In the end, I decided with a mix, because everyone likes a bush, but never too much of a bush. Take that as you will. So with the mix, I didn't want to go over the top, and obviously I wanted to keep within the African theme of where cheetahs are from. I tried to use more grasslandy looking trees, rather than like any tropical jungle stuff. But I also, after watching, like I said before, watching many videos just to kind of give myself some inspiration, I learnt something that's so obvious that I've never done before, which is to use the tops of trees as bushes as well. So I've done a bit of that in this video, and overall I'm quite happy with how that turned out. I also wanted to add a few reeds and stuff along the waterbed, just so it didn't look like just some random stripe of water going through the enclosure. I just thought, give it a little bit of life to it, and overall very happy with how it all turned out. It was crucial to just try not overfill this habitat with foliage. I just didn't want it to look more like a jungle than the savannah, so I kind of just did a mix of everything, but wanted to leave a good amount of, space between things, apart from obviously little clusters of bushes and flowers. But yeah, if you want to pick up anything from me, highly don't think you should, but try and just not clutter things unless you're going for that dense rainforest look. One really nice thing that I found whilst creating this habitat was that I gave myself a lot of my own inspiration for future habitats and other exhibits and things like that. So, like I've done with the rocky background, and like I said previously, trees as bushes and things like that, it gave me a lot of cool ideas about kind of merging rocks and foliage into one big kind of section, and having like a nice big mossy lush kind of rock background once again. But that wouldn't just be for backgrounds, it could be interior artwork and things like that, or whatever you want to call it, design, I don't know. But it just gave me a lot of inspiration. I think when I get around to doing more tropical areas, so jungle animals, so South America or African jungle animals, things like that, it could just really brighten up and make it a really vibrant exhibit. I also want to add a few waterfalls, which I really wish I did on this one, in this exhibit, because with the rocks in the background and stuff, and the river going through, it could have looked really nice, but it's too late for that. We move, but I shall bear that in mind for the future. At this point, I've practically finished with everything. I'm extremely happy. I added a few little bits and bobs here and there, like an extra rock bridge, because I wasn't overall too sure if cheetahs could actually swim. Turns out they can, but they got a very weird swimming animation, as you all see. But I'm very happy with this episode and this build. I'm in no way, shape or form a builder, probably never will be, but I will try, and that's all that matters. Bear that in mind, guys, a bit of motivation in the video. But let me know what you think of the recording method, and just drop me a comment. But as always, guys, you've been amazing. Adios.